So people were kind of like, that's a really cool idea. You should make a thing of it. So one day I sat down at home with a beer and I just sat there. I bought Dogecoin.com. That's a bit funny. And I slapped the Doge face onto a coin and just put it live. And I wake up the next day to heaps of retweets. And my co-founder, who's based up in Portland, had messaged me and said, hey, I found that you can change I forked the Bitcoin source code or the Litecoin source code, and you can change the font to Comic Sans. I'm like, ooh, okay, we got to do this. Like, that's hilarious.
Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual
Bitcoin has now almost overtaken
all-time high this week of $900. Now, at its peak, if you have invested $1,000 a year,
Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Friday night. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. Had a good week. Price of Dogecoin, however, 6.15 cents. We're just where we were a week ago. Yeah, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. We're going to hang out here on a Friday night. Keep it chill, keep it relaxed. Talk about what's going on with the price and what was this big thing that happened here. So we're going to talk about that. Also, what else is happening in the world of not only Dogecoin, but Elon Musk, little Sam Bankman-Fried? We'll cover all of that tonight as well. So let me drop down here in the corner. Mars is here. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Cheyenne, hello. What are we talking about? We're talking about the price of Dogecoin and this red line here. And what was that red line? Well, that was Monday night's live stream. And during that Monday night live stream, we were talking about how Dogecoin was going to trade going forward and whether we were going to see the bears or the bulls. And we had the white line, which was the bulls, and the red line, which was the bears. And it looked like we were following the red line pretty much. And then this morning, and what spurred it on was probably a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction to the stock market and the jobs report in the United States that came out. And although it was relatively good, there were a lot of people saying that, well, those numbers aren't really reflective of what's going on because they're including gig workers, part-time workers, all of that. So they're not really jobs. And there was a little bit of a sell-off in the stock market, and the crypto market went and did that as well. And so that's what we were just looking at, is what happened there. And when the crypto market started dumping, it was coming right back to this red line I drew. And I was like, yep, that bear market, sure enough. But then look what happened. Total fake out. Price just traded right back up. And throughout the rest of the day is traded even higher. So go figure. That's crypto trading, right? That's crypto trading. We had Bitcoin back up over 28,000. It just dipped below to 27.9 a little earlier this evening. So that was Bitcoin, but it kind of went on its own run too, just about like every other cryptocurrency. So that's what's going on with the price. So what do we do here? Well, we said before, we're just accumulating. If you saw my video yesterday, which was this one, And this is on my Twitter account at ChrissPax, if you're not following me there. The date when crypto bull market starts. And in that video, I give you the date that I think the crypto bull market is going to start. So watch that video because it's a good one. And what do we do between now and then? We accumulate. Again, not financial advice, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. And I'm going to still accumulate between now and then. Are we going to see more dips down here? Possibly, probably. Yes, we're probably going to see more dips. But there is this ongoing support for Dogecoin at 6 cents. Solid support line. Touched on it here on Tuesday. And we could see another dip down at 6 cents as well. That could still happen. Buying opportunities, guys. Buying opportunities. The bear market is going to come to an end. We have, in Bitcoin's past, seen drops, though. October is generally a good month, but we've seen drops in November and December. It's happened before. If we look at the 4-year cycles, we go back to 2019, and there was an 18% drop in the price of Bitcoin in 2019 in November, followed by a 3% drop in December, before then going up 30% in January of 2020. So that kind of thing could happen again. So we could see some price decline in November and December. Right now, we're sitting up about 3.6% for October so far for Bitcoin, following this almost unprecedented 4% gain in September after following all these red years for the month. So it looks like we're at a plateau and continuing then to go a little bit higher following a pretty long bear market. But we're not in the bull market yet, but it's going to come. And a year from now, we're going to be looking back and saying, could have bought Dogecoin at 6 cents. That's where we are right now. However, with Dogecoin at 6 cents, what's going on? Dogecoin miners cut their reserves to all-time low of 4 billion Doge. Is the Doge price at risk? Dogecoin's price remains rooted in the 6 cent range. The bulls failed to capitalize on the crypto market rally in late September. That's right, we saw that Bitcoin went up in September, but not Doge. Not Doge. So what's going on? Well, what we have is Dogecoin miners been spotted making unprecedented withdrawals, keeping Dogecoin in the 6 cent range. So what is this? It's the vital on-chain data trends reveal Dogecoin miners offloading their reserves. They held 4.6 billion Doge in August of 17, but that figure has gradually reduced down to 4.3 billion Doge. That's a difference, 320 million coins. And what this is this is the miners' reserves tracking the current deposit balances in wallets controlled by recognized large-scale Dogecoin miners and mining pools. So typically such large decline in miners' reserves means that node validators are liquidating a significant chunk of their block rewards. When newly minted coins continue to increase market supply, it puts downward pressure on the price. So all of this trying to move the price up by us, right, retail buyers, right, buying in, but the miners, they've been selling. So, and they're trying to cover their costs. And there's costs across the board that need to be covered, whether it's a rental, real estate costs, their price of electricity, whatever else it is that's causing them to have to sell, they're having to pay their bills. So with miners paying their bills, that's tough on the price. So we're seeing that reflected in Doge. So that's kind of keeping the price down. So here we are, but there's good signs ahead. And we see this positive movement up with Dogecoin's price. And we'll see how that goes this weekend. We'll be tracking it. We'll talk again on Monday, 5 o'clock. Monday afternoon will be my next live stream. Hey, Bulldozer, how are you? Flow Finder, love steadfast optimism. Yeah, at this point, I mean, it's been a long bear market. Got to be optimistic now. Got to be optimistic now. The signs are all there. It's all building for 2024 gains. It's all building towards it. So, yes, I'm optimistic. Mars sold AMC today, waiting on Doge dip this weekend. I'm still in my AMC. I'm positive on one of my stashes of AMC, and I'm still a little bit down on my other. But yeah, that's AMC up like 11, 12% today. So it's a good run by AMC. And I'm not selling though. I'm keeping that AMC stock for a while to see what happens. So I'm going to ride. I'm just going to ride it and enjoy that along with my Tesla stock. Just going to ride it. We don't know in the stock market what's going to happen. United States recession could be bad on the markets. We could AMC go back down. I'd like to see AMC over $10, but if it goes back down to the 8s and then maybe into the 7s, maybe I'll regret not selling where you, Mr. Mars, have sold and taken some profits and putting it back over into Doge might be the better move, but I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on that. So we'll see. Breaking. The SEC sues Dogecoin bull Elon Musk, seeks testimony on Twitter purchase. Again, this is the SEC again. They just, not only could they not leave crypto alone, but then they decide to go after Elon. And Elon doesn't like it. And so Elon's tweeting out or posting on X about, why is the SEC scrutinizing his purchase of X Twitter? Highlighting his perception of constantly being targeted by different entities, including the Biden administration and the SEC. Every day it's something different. One week it's Biden, another week it's SEC, another week it's someone else. And this is what Elon says. I'm literally just trying to protect free speech, build electric cars, and put humans on Mars. Why don't they like me? Now, did Elon do something wrong? Well, he did. He did his initial stock purchases of Twitter. And this was 6 months before he bought it. He needed to do some reporting that he was late in doing. And so because he was late in doing that reporting, and he admits that, that's the trouble he got in. And then there was some other subpoena that he was supposed to appear somewhere sometime in September, and he didn't make that appearance. So that's not good either. So those are, but is that worth this whole SEC thing? I don't know. And Elon's like, guys, come on. But I like how they say that he's a Dogecoin bull and a Dogecoin supporter. Of course, that's the Bitcoinist, right? Just putting the Dogecoin words in the article, maybe just to get clicks or something. But so that's what's going on. So that's with Elon. And then we've got our good friend Sam Bankman-Fried. End of the first week of the trial. And yeah, it's not looking good for Sam. His friends are turning on him. Well, I mean, maybe they're just trying to save their own butts, and whether Sam was really behind everything, or did some things just get out of hand. There's probably a little bit of both, but he knew things weren't bad, or he knew things weren't good, but yet he was lying to the public about how things really were. So that doesn't look good for him. And if he knew all of that was going on, and there was a legal relationship between FTX and Alameda, what was going on there, that doesn't look good for Sam as well. But during the trial, I mean, you have this panel of jurists who probably really don't understand the complexities of cryptocurrency and exchanges and market makers and hedge funds and all of this stuff. And so they kind of need to be educated a little bit in some of this stuff. And so what happened was they had, where was that? They had someone who, this Marc-Antoine Julliard, French-born resident of the UK. He'd lost about 100,000 British pounds in FTX's failure. So he's pissed, right? He's down 100,000 pounds. So during his testimony, part of it was kind of the prosecution using him as a way to introduce cryptocurrency as an asset to the 8 women and 4 men who sit on the jury. When asked to provide a few examples of cryptocurrencies, Julliard said Bitcoin, Ethereum, the main 2 I would look at. He also mentioned where he had deposited Dogecoin into his FTX account. So he was holding Dogecoin as part of the 100,000 British pounds that he lost. Some of it was in Dogecoin in his account. And then he goes on and says, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana are all popular cryptocurrencies. That was another witness said that. So a lot of it is this education, right, of the jurors on what some of the cryptocurrencies are, how trading works, and those kinds of things. And so the prosecution attorneys have been sort of using their witnesses in a way where they first educate, and then they get into all the details of what was going on between FTX and Alameda. And I guess on next Tuesday, Caroline Ellison is going to be on the stand, and everyone is going to finally hear from her and what her take is on it. From what I can see, and we'll talk about this probably more on Monday, but from what I could see, it sounds like she was just making really bad trades at Alameda. It's really bad trades, losing a lot of money. And I mean, it was a bear market. That was the beginning of the bear market. And, life wasn't all beds and roses, as they say, right? Just like, that was tough. That was tough. What happened? So much money. But Sam knew that was going on. And it was too late. It was all too late. So that was interesting. That was a little word about a Doge there. And then we've got Dogecoin. Dogecoin leads the pack. 20 new altcoin crypto futures are on Prime XBT. So what's a future? So the futures they're essentially platforms where you can trade cryptocurrencies without actually owning the cryptos, are what these futures platforms are. You're basically gambling on the future price of something without actually holding it. And you can use a lot of leverage when you do this kind of trading. And so outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, they added a bunch of new altcoins that you could trade, and it includes Dogecoin. So you could actually go on this Prime XBT platform and you can trade Dogecoin without actually owning it. Traders are going to trade. And there's a lot of people out there who don't care about like holding cryptocurrency on a wallet and using it as this alternative to the banks and all of that. They just want to make money. They just want to make money. That's all they want to do. And so they can trade on this futures exchange and they can use leverage here very easily and try and make money. And it doesn't show up on any blockchain, though. There's no actual coins that are being bought or sold. They're just trading on the future price of the product, whatever it is. So that's not really good for a cryptocurrency market, in my opinion. If you're gonna buy a cryptocurrency, buy the actual coin. But there is this that's out there. So just letting you guys know that type of trading is out there, and Dogecoin is one of many other altcoins that you can do this on. So that's what's going on. That's about it for the news for the end of the week. What's going on with Doge and a little bit about cryptos in general. But yeah. So do I still stand behind 12-cent prediction? Again, that's going to rely on SpaceX. Is SpaceX really having a Doge 1 mission? If they are, 12 cents is in the cards. But if not, we could still be in this like 7 to 8 cent range, unfortunately. Because if you watch this video on the date when the crypto bull market starts, it's not in 2023, unfortunately. So with that, 12 cents is going to need a big catalyst. And to me, it's SpaceX. And if SpaceX does what Elon had said, and there's rumors that still might happen in November, but Elon hasn't said anything about it. November is only a month away. That's looking pretty iffy to me. So I don't think that that's actually going to happen. So 12 cents, not looking great right now. Dogecoin needs a catalyst, because that's a 2x from here. That's a 2x from here, 6 cents to 12 cents. It'll be tough for it to double its price. It needs something big to happen. And we were counting on SpaceX in November. A lot of people were talking about it, but I haven't heard anything official. So we wait. Price prediction for Tesla. I don't think Tesla is going to hit $300. I don't think the price of the Tesla stock is going to make it. It's going to, once they start producing Cybertrucks, that's going to look really good. And by next month, they should have some Cybertrucks rolling off the assembly line. But I think there's an overall pressure on the stock market that's kind of down. And I don't think we're going to be seeing big stock market runs. I mean, we had AMC, nice run today. And you're going to see occasional stocks do that. And even Tesla recovered a bit. But I think it's going to be tough for Tesla to get to 300. So it'll probably be right around where it is now, 260 or so. That'd be my guess. Christopher asks, do I regret selling my Solana for Cardano? Not at all. I think long-term Solana is going to have more problems. More problems with their blockchain are going to come out. And the selling pressure from FTX and the FTX assets as more of the Solana that they own becomes unlocked. 30% of all of the Solana tokens are held by FTX. 30% of all the tokens. That's not good. So in the short term, Solana has outperformed Cardano by like 5-6% from when I did my trade. So I'm a little bit down on that pairing, but I think in the long term, we're going to see Cardano overtake Solana. And we can almost watch it here on CoinMarketCap because Solana is in 7th, Cardano is in 8th. They're about $500 million apart. If Cardano overtakes Solana, then I'll know I did the right thing. But if Solana stays above Cardano, then maybe it wasn't the best move. So we'll see what this gap is between their market caps. And that will pretty much tell me what's going on between my move between Solana, selling Solana and buying Cardano in its place. So we'll see. But right now, I didn't have any Cardano before. I had first owned Cardano a couple years ago, and I had bought it over $1 and had sold it for a small profit. But this year, just seeing Cardano was below 25 cents and looking at it on the charts, particularly on the daily, where's my Cardano? It's right there. And looking at it on the daily chart and seeing Cardano right there. I mean, what an opportunity. Cardano, $2.75, where it was back in September of 2021. If it gets back up to $2.70 in September of 2025, from 25 cents, that's over a 10x. Cardano's not going to have that type of selling pressure. I mean, look at Solana, and yeah, Solana was way up here, right, at $200. You know, from 20 to 200, that's a 10x too. But all of this Solana up here, that was all FTX buying. That was all FTX. And there was something going on in the Bahamas between Solana and FTX because Solana devs were down there too. So I just don't trust Solana getting back up to that level. But Cardano could. And so I was willing to make that bet. So there's my purchase right there in green. That's where I bought the Cardano, 24.5 cents. We'll see. We'll see. Short term, yeah. Long term, no. That's for, is that about AMC you were talking? Could be. What X do you believe Dogecoin will go? 9.2? 9.2X? You know, a 10X here for Doge only gets it to 60 cents. And Dogecoin has been at 60 cents. Just like we saw in Cardano and Solana, if they each go 10X, they still won't be at all-time highs. But Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes 10X, that would be $280,000 Bitcoin for Bitcoin to go 10X. So what do you think has a better chance of going 10X, Bitcoin or Dogecoin? Interesting. Reese Gaming, how are you? We going up? The run starts now? Yeah, not quite yet. Hold on to that, in my opinion. I'm saying hold on to that. Not quite yet. But yes, eventually Doge to the moon. Mar says Doge will win. For Diamond Hands? Well, Diamond Hands for a while, but then we'll be talking about taking some profits, skimming some profits along the way. We're going to do that with our portfolio here, which right now is, we're down about $250 right now. But when that portfolio starts rising, we'll skim some off of it. We'll take some profits. And of course, I will be sharing the profits in the end with you guys from this portfolio. That'll be fun. But we need to be patient to realize that money. Need to be patient. What are your top 3 coins? Top 3. Good question. Let's see what we got here. I would say the top 3 right now at these prices, what we're going to be seeing. You know what? I'm going to say number 1. So now it's between number 2 and number 3. I would say from these prices, my top 3 would be Dogecoin. Of course, that was a surprise. I would say Arbitrum and Avalanche. Those are the 3 that I think will do the best in the altcoins from where they are now. $10 Avalanche. Arbitrum is under $1 because there's so many things being built on Avalanche and Arbitrum now. So many things. Yeah, well, Avalanche has that new, Friend Tech was built on Base. There's one that was just built on Avalanche that came out last week. Stars something or other. It's a similar one of these like blockchain social platforms. And I think that's why you're seeing this run right here in Avalanche starting. And this is just growing. Avalanche on the daily, I mean, just look. I bought Avalanche up here at about $16. So I'm down on my Avalanche right now. Avalanche has been up over $100. So this is the 10x again, from $10 to $100. Avalanche can do that, right? Because it's been up at that price. But to see how much is being built on Avalanche now, they had some bad tokenomics in here. Just a lot of new tokens being minted, and that's why this price has dropped so much. But this can skyrocket. So Avalanche was a top 10 crypto, dropped down to 20. It can go back to the top 10, and we could see Avalanche in the top 10 again. So I've got a good chunk of Avalanche. So those are my top 3 right now. Ethereum's going to do fine. Algorand, I'd love to see it make a big comeback, but it just doesn't have the marketing behind it. It doesn't have the development. There's not a lot being built on this excellent blockchain. AJ from AJ Writes Crypto, Ben Armstrong's guy, he's a big Algorand supporter, and he's trying, and he's going to make more Algorand videos, and they're going to be great. But they got to get some good stuff built on their blockchain for Algorand to do well. Hedera Hashgraph is going to be good. Again, it's all going to be in the bull market. These are all probably going to do fine, but which ones are going to do the best? Which ones are going to see not a 5x but like a 10x? Those are the ones that I'm looking for, seeing what's happening. So that's my take. Mars says Doge, ETH, and then nothing after that. That's good. That's good. Doge will go 7.3, 10x from the last all-time high of 73 cents. So that's $7 Dogecoin. $7 Dogecoin. I would love to see that because I got lots of Dogecoin. Not realistic. Let's see if Dogecoin get back to 73 cents first before we start talking anything over $1. That's what we've got to see. Let's see if it can get back there. Right now, I mean, this has been a good trading today after this morning. What I thought was going to be a big dump looked like it was heading down there. I was expecting once this dump happened, there'd be a second dump even lower, and I got faked out. That's right. That's the title of today's stream is the Dogecoin price fake out, and that was it right there. Because I thought it was going to follow my red line, the bearish line, and it turned around and it's traded up. So that's good trading for Dogecoin. Very good trading for Dogecoin. Will that continue through the weekend? We'll be watching it. Like I said the other day, I was like, we had the boring July and August with low volume and just not a lot happening. And now we got stuff happening. We got real trading happening here. We got more price changing happening as well, which is exciting. But it can be scary too when you see these big red candles and this thing dropping so fast. But that's cryptocurrency trading right there. So it's good to see the volume is back. There's a lot of interest. We've got Dogecoin is in the news every day. And there was a time a couple years ago when you wouldn't hear anything about Dogecoin. For months, you wouldn't hear anything about Dogecoin. This is like 2020. There's just not a lot going on. The TikTokers tried in July of 2020, but then after that, when Dogecoin just sold back off and just it all got quiet again, there's nothing going on. So this is exciting. And then, of course, everything going on with Bitcoin and the spot ETFs and world currency, all of those talks. It's like, even Joe Rogan today, I guess, on his podcast said something about Bitcoin being a real world currency. It's like, okay, but it's out there. It's out there. It's being talked about. Bulldozer, grab more on that dip. That is the way. Not Bitcoin though, right? Doge. So Doge dipped down to 607. Came down to 607. Will we see Dogecoin any lower than 607 the rest of this year? We'll see. We'll see if there's any other dips in store. But yeah. Are we in the beginning stages of CryptoCoin? Not quite sure what you mean by that. As in, if there's a graph 1 through 5, what number would you put it in? Oh, are you talking about Kronos, like the crypto.com coin? It's an exchange token, and I think it'll probably be all right. It'll probably move with the market, but again, it's an exchange token. It doesn't do much for me. It'll probably go on a little run at some point in time. Let's see, on the daily, we look at where Crow traded. Yeah, it had this big run here in 2021, up to 70, 80 cents. Now it's at 5 cents. So if it 10x from here, it'd go to 50 cents. That's probably reachable. But I don't see a lot of big movements in exchange tokens. I guess Trust Wallet has a token, and I don't really even know what it does, but it's had some movement this week. There's something big happening with Trust Wallet. They're supposed to make some big announcement. I don't know what that is. I think it was supposed to be today. I didn't hear what that was, but always anticipation of something, right? And people start buying in hopes that it's going to go up, but you never know. You never know. I've got a little bit of Crow on the crypto.com app. It's when I was trying out all these different exchanges and platforms and just to see which ones were better or not. And I wasn't impressed with their trading platform. They have a real big gap between the bid and the ask there, and you don't really get a great price on their platform when you're buying or selling, one way or the other, compared to what you can get on Binance or Coinbase. So wasn't that impressed with it. But they do trade a lot of coins, tokens that you can't get on other exchanges. So it's good for that. But but I had a bunch of Crow there that I stake, and it earns more Crow, and so I've got a little bit. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You never know. So for 2 months now, Dogecoin has pretty much been sideways between 6 cents, 6.4 cents. Had this one little run up a little bit at the end of August and dipped right back down. So we're in this sideways channel, and we'll see if this continues to the end of the year, or we're going to break out a little bit. That's what we're going to be waiting for. Killuminati says XRP. Well, XRP over 50 cents, it's holding, but the volume's down on XRP trading. Kind of all of the luster from the lawsuit is kind of worn out, but it's gradually drifting upwards here in the past month. We can kind of see from 11 September to now, we've had this kind of little steady trend line up that we've seen for XRP. So that's looking positive. Again, it's not the crazy, boom, big, huge green candle like we had, but that's good for trading. For its utility, cross-border, bank settlement charges, things like that. I don't know. The banks right now are looking at making their own blockchain to do their own cross-border settlements and not using XRP. So I don't think that's great for XRP. We bought some XRP into our Kriss DCA portfolio. We've got a chunk. It's about 6.5% of our overall portfolio. So that's good. About 1,200 XRP tokens in here. Now worth about $640. So we've got some XRP here. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's in our portfolio. And what's our average price again? 58 cents, I think it is. Gotta go here. When we bought XRP, yeah, 58 cents is our average. So as soon as XRP goes above 58, we are in the profit on our XRP. So can't wait for that. I like to be in the green, in the profit. We're still early, closer than ever. I believe you have to be a bull in a bear market. Stack Doge. Elon's going to put a little Dogecoin on the literal moon. That's what we're waiting for, Mars. That's what we're waiting for. That'll be exciting. We just don't know when that's going to be. November's coming close, and SpaceX is not saying anything about this Doge 1 mission. So, and until Elon actually posts it on X Twitter, I'm like, I won't believe other dates that are being thrown around out there until Elon actually says it. So, dogs and memes, JS says. Yep. And that's what makes Dogecoin so fun too, as a cryptocurrency. I mean, no other mainstream crypto has as much fun as the Dogecoin community has. Just dogs and memes. And that's what, I mean, that's what Elon Musk loves about it too. Dogs and memes. So it is fun. Definitely fun. And there's always something to talk about when it comes to that. So what about Quant and HBAR? So I don't know much about Quant. I have not followed it that much. I don't own any Quant, but I do own HBAR. And the HBAR, it'll be interesting to see sort of that hash graph, right, technology that they use, and whether something big really gets built on it. Because I've heard a bunch of small things, but if something big gets built on Hedera, that'll be huge. And that's all. And that's all these different blockchains are all in competition for developers, for projects to be built on them, so the coins can take off. You don't know which one's going to win. So I've split out my portfolio to include not only HBAR but Avalanche and Arbitrum and Optimism. And we'll see. Maybe they'll all do well, but one's going to outshine the others. But so I've got some into all of them, a little bit. Quant, I don't know anything about. Haven't invested in it. But it's nice to see some green happening here in the market. So this is good trading right now on a Friday night. Going up. We like that. Not everything is going up. Bitcoin's kind of going down a little bit. But Doge and Avalanche are heading up, so I feel good about that. Christopher's driving in a 69 Chevelle. That's nice. Nice. I don't even know what the price of Quant is. It's in the hundreds, isn't it? I do recall seeing that before. Quant. $88 now. Yeah, so it did dip under 100. I knew it was up there. I guess it's been a while. Let me go back to the daily here. When was it back? 100. No, not too long ago. It hit 100 here at the end of August. So yeah, it is down. It is down. Everybody wants $40 Quant. Well, that would have to drop another 50%. I guess back here in June of 2022, that was the low. And that was the same. That was when Dogecoin was 4.9. You could have gotten 4.9 cent Dogecoin in June of 22. I don't think it's going to go back down there, though. Doesn't look like it. My guess would be you might be lucky to get $80 Quant. And that's this tail right here in July. There's probably a lot of limit orders set up, and it's not going to go much lower. That would be my guess. Just looking at the chart. May not head down that low again. Unless Bitcoin decides to drop, below 15K, does some huge, like the Binance exchange goes down or something, right? That the CZ gets taken out. That would be bad for all cryptocurrencies. And then everybody would be buying at really low prices. I just don't see that happening. But then who knew almost a year ago FTX was going to bomb like it did? That was a shock. So you don't know. That's the risk of investing in these cryptocurrencies. Stuff like that happens. And like all of the hackers going in, like all these cross-chain platforms, things, it's just like so much money just getting hacked. That's not good for crypto industry. So that's why I like Dogecoin as a proof of work cryptocurrency. No cross-chain bridges or anything like that. It doesn't need anything like that. It's just going to keep doing what it's doing. Proof of work cryptocurrency. Dogecoin has never been hacked. It's good just like it is. People talk about proof of stake Dogecoin. No, it doesn't need that. Got its own blockchain. It's doing its thing. Proof of work. That's good. It's good for me. Yeah, I don't think Doge is going to go under 5 cents either, Cheyenne. I think we've seen the dip, the last like 5.7 cent drop that we saw. That could be it. We scooped a bunch up at 595 into this portfolio, and it brought our Dogecoin average price down to 624 because it was up in the sevens to begin with, because we were buying 7-cent Dogecoin back in July. But then we grabbed that big chunk at 595. So yeah, you're late, CDM. And I do these late night Fridays for you. No, kidding. It works with my schedule. It's kind of a nice, easy way to like end the week too. Just hanging out on a Friday night. You just here you're talking about Quant and you're talking about Hedera, and then you go and ruin it by talking about Pepe. Oh, I did some Pepe stuff when it was big, just looking at it as a token, but knew that it was just a short-term thing. And that's it. I'm not buying any Pepe, so you're DCAing, been negative for years. And you know what? I'm down on a lot of my coins too, because started DCAing as well, and we were DCAing through the bear market, and through the bear market as prices have slowly gone down and down and down into this summer. Yeah, down on a lot. Just waiting for that bull market. Things will turn around. So we'll see. We will see. Thoughts on Sheeb? Well, look, after all this time, Sheeb is still a top 20 cryptocurrency. There it is right there, number 18. After all this time, Sheeb is still a top 20 cryptocurrency. So there is a lot of support behind Sheeb. I bought some Sheeb because I think these Ethereum whales that own, they're going to do something with it. And Sheeb is going to go on another run. And I didn't want to be sitting on the sidelines when Sheeb goes on its next run, because I missed out on the last run. And I'm just like, yeah, this one's got some meat behind it. I don't trust Pepe, but Sheeb's going to go on a run. So it was worth it for me to put a little money into it and see what happens. So we'll see. Still alive and well. Robinhood hasn't delisted it. Yep. And with sheep, it just, they made the Shibarium. Of course, it was all hype, right? Not really much has been built on it. I keep hearing these things about how many blocks and how many this and that. Some sheep devs have built some things on Shibarium. I just don't think it's going to be as big as what they were hoping for, that you're going to get all these other outside developers coming in and building on sheep when there's so many other really good blockchains out there. So that's kind of that competition there going. But sheep still has the meme side of it, that when there's a bull run and the meme coins take off, sheep can go on a run. And I'll sell sheep. I'll sell it all. If I can 3x sheep, I'll sell it. I won't even wait for it going near its last all-time high. I'll sell it and take that profit and put it into something else. I have I don't see it as a long-term play, but I wanted to be on board for the next run, that it's eventually going to go on. Will XRP be number one? Probably not, but it'll stay in the top 5. Remember when Dogecoin passed XRP? Back in, was it late April, early May 2021? That was crazy. Could do it again. You never know. Wrecked hard in the bear market. A lot of us were. All depends on when you buy. A lot of people were buying up at the top of the bull. And if you don't understand the cycles, that wasn't the time to buy. I made the mistake of diamond handing and just holding on. Probably should have taken profits back in April, May of 2021. Probably should have. And so we'll be talking about that more this next bull market, is taking a little profit. So I still have all my 2-cent Dogecoin, 400,000 Doge that I bought at 2 cents. Still have it. I've added a lot more since then. Raised my average price up, but I held all the way through. At 2 cents, and it was up at 70 cents, and I didn't sell any. At that time, it was crazy that we were all thinking Dogecoin to $1. That's what everyone was talking about, was Dogecoin to $1. Not again. I'll be taking little bits of profit. But I'm not going to sell all my Dogecoin. I'll always have some Dogecoin. But sheep, yeah, I'll sell it all. I'll sell it all. So Doge just goes up so quickly, it's so random. Yep. It can, and it will at some point in time. Hey, Ryan, how are you? Taking some half, a little more in Doge, then buy back on a dip. Exactly. That's how Doge trades. I mean, we saw it with Twitter, right? When Elon bought Twitter. Big run. Woo! And then right back down. Yep. Doge does that. But one of these days, it's going to go up like this, and it'll probably have a little retracement, but then we'll turn around and go higher. And for those that sell what they think is the top, and it retraces a little, but then takes off even higher, and you're sitting there waiting with no Dogecoin, that's why you don't sell at all when you do that kind of thing. So be careful with that. But you also have to see what else is going on in the crypto market. Are we in the bull market? Is everything else going up too? Just something to watch for. Yeah, waiting. I do, Bulldozer. I do. Not lots of millions, but some millions. When is Elon's court date? He's trying to get his attorneys to throw the case out. That's what he's trying. Just throw it out. I haven't heard anything about court dates or even a court anything. So I don't know. Oh, how much Doge will make you a millionaire? It depends on what price you're talking. Depends on what price. If you wait long enough, you could be a millionaire too, right? You use Doge as a stable coin back into XRP on dips. That's interesting. That's interesting. You know, there are times Doge has kind of acted like a stable coin, but I don't see that right now. Doge has been much more volatile here late September and into October than it was all through July and August. So I'm just seeing a lot more movement. When you zoom out, it doesn't look like much, right? On the daily, this looks pretty flat, but zoomed in, there's been a little more movement. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I guess this is kind of looking a little flat here, isn't it? For 2 months here on the daily chart. These white little things, these were the dips. This is how many times Doge dropped below 6 cents. Because we had one back here in, 2 of them here in June. But then we had August, September, and then late September, and just touched it here early October. So these are all the dips. And it's just not going below 6 cents. Not except for these wicks. Wicking down and they're just getting bought back up. That's what we're seeing with Doge. That's how Doge is trading. So I'm keeping these white and red lines on here. We'll see if this takes off and does a big bull move, whether it comes back and does a bear move, or does it just trade in between these red and white squiggly lines. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now, is it's going to trade right between them. Sure would be nice to get Doge back up to 6.4 though, or 6.5 cents, and just not be threatened by the 6 cent line anymore. It'd be good to see. But right now, it's not looking that strong. So we'll see. Will crypto be around in 2030? Yeah. It will. Crypto's not going anywhere. It's just going to keep growing, in fact. So, it'll be around. Okay, gang. I'm going to call it. Probably do a video sometime over the weekend, and then I'll be back live Monday, 5 o'clock. So join me then. We'll see how Dogecoin does trade over the weekend. Again, I think it's probably going to be right in this range where it is now. A little up and down movement, but not much. Don't see much going on there. So I hope you guys are all well, and we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.